Upon seeing Connie Baby serving looks at Paris Fashion Week, I thought there was no better time than right now for me to give you some good old fashion book recommendations. So let's talk about some books where the main character is into fashion. Let's keep the looks and the books coming. Now that was a choice. Starting off with your number one fashion girly, Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. We are talking style, we are talking taste, and we are talking luxury. She's gonna be serving some YSL and Gucci on the daily. She's going to dress herself and also her best friend. She's always going to tell you what she's wearing, and her feels and her clothes are always connected. So your number one emergency contact when you need some fashion advice should in fact be Miss Magnolia Parks herself. Continuing with Picking Daisies on Sundays, and big congratulations to the author for being picked up for traditional publishing. So in case she's going to change this beautiful cover, I highly suggest you go and pick this book up right now while it's still there. Daisy is in fact into fashion school, and she's now creating her final collection. She's going to express herself through her clothing and creations, and if you're into that, you should definitely pick this book up. Let's talk a little bit about fantasy. And you might be wondering, what does fashion and fantasy have to do with each other? And there is one answer and one answer alone, and that is we are just girls. We are just girls. So I highly recommend you read Powerful by Lauren Roberts. This is the novella that goes between Powerless and Reckless books 1 and 2 in the trilogy. And if you read the trilogy and you for some reason skipped Powerful, this is your sign to read that book. She creates clothes and sells them for a living, and when her best friend gets picked up to be in the trials and has to go to these balls, guess who is going to create her ball gowns? Exactly. Now, last but not least, I have an honorable mention, and that's because I haven't actually read this book, but I know this was very popular about 2 years ago. Everybody was reading it and everybody was giving it 5 stars, and this is By a Thread by Lucy Score. I'm assuming it's about fashion because it has a dress and a needle on the cover, and also it's called By a Thread, so I'm imagining this is the book if you want to read about some good old fashion. Let me know if I'm correct with this assumption and if I should read this book. I hope that Connie Baby will continue to serve looks this week at Paris Fashion Week. Without further ado, I'll leave you to reading.